Hi, I am Sridhar R from Government Women's College, Tumkur. Today, I am going to make a video on the topic of the normalization of wave function in quantum mechanics. Before going to explain the normalization of wave functions in quantum mechanics, I would like to request for the viewers to like our videos and subscribe our channel and also hit the bell icon to get the more recent notification of the more recent videos. So now let us start the normalization of wave function. So our outline of the topic is, one is the normalization of the wave function. So today we are going to discuss in the beginning, and the conditions for the physical acceptability of wave function. So what are the conditions to be acceptable of the wave functions? We're going to be discussed later. Let us discuss about the normalization. And in the previous videos, I explained about the probability of finding the particle, and we know that wave function psi has no physical meaning at all, but the psi squared d tau will represents the probability of finding the particle in the volume element d tau. If the d tau is the volume element, then psi squared d tau is the probability of the finding in that volume d tau. But psi has no physical meaning, but psi squared has the physical meaning, that will give the probability of finding the particle in the given volume. And why we are taking the psi squared as psi star psi, also it is explained in the previous video. Psi, the function psi may be a complex function, so therefore the psi squared is the probability of finding the particle, and it should be a positive and a real quantity. Therefore, if that wave function is a complex, we cannot get psi squared as a positive value. Therefore, we are multiplying the function with its complex conjugate. Psi star is the complex conjugate. So therefore, psi star psi, if you are multiply that, you will get psi squared. So that psi squared d tau represents the probability of finding the particle. And the probability of finding the particle in the given volume, which is equal to 1. That means it is a statistical approach of getting the particle is there or not. If it is equal to 1, then it says that the particle is present in that given volume. That probability may be somewhere other value, so then we cannot say that function is a normalized function. So therefore, in a physical situation, wherever the particle is present in a limited region and that particle is bounded within the limited region, the probability of finding the particle is unity. It means we know that that particle is bounded within that limited region. If you integrate the psi squared d tau within the limited region, you will get it will be equal to unity. It will be equal to 1. Says that, so integral psi squared d tau. Psi squared d tau is the probability. If you integrate that, the probability within that region, limited region, then that will be equal to 1. So the probability of finding the particle, we know that particle is bounded within that limited region. So if you extend the integration over all this space, here we are integrating over all the space in the limited region. We can also extend that over the entire space. So therefore the particle the integral over the minus infinity to plus infinity psi square theta will be always 1 because the particle is present. So therefore, and also we can write this equation 1 as the integral. I said previously psi squared can also be written as psi star psi, and psi star is the complex conjugate of psi. So therefore, psi star psi into d tau is equal to 1. This is equation number 2. A wave function which satisfies these equations, equation 1 and 2, whatever we discussed, the function which satisfies this equation, then the function is said to be a normalized wave function. The function is said to be a normalized wave function. So suppose, let us take the particle is bounded within the limited region. Then what is the probability of finding at infinite distance? It is 0 because the particle is bounded in the limited region, within the boundary. Within the boundary, the particle is bounding. Finding the particle at the infinite distance means, because there is no particle at the infinite distance, because the particle is bounding within the limited region, so therefore the probability will be equal to 0. So that means the particle at infinite distance, the probability of finding the particle is 0. That is psi star psi at x is equal to plus or minus infinity, which is equal to 0. So any wave function can be normalized by multiplying a constant. Suppose if we have the wave function, that wave function is described by any quantum state in a quantum system. In that quantum system, there are a number of quantum states are there. That quantum state is described by the wave function psi. So that wave function psi, which cannot be a normalized, which cannot satisfy the condition what we have discussed earlier. The integral psi star psi into d tau is equal to 0, which is equal to 1, which that condition is not satisfied that wave function. But that wave function is characterized by that quantum state. In such cases or in such condition, we can normalize that wave function by multiplying a constant. That means if you integrate over that region, over the limits of that region of that wave function psi squared into d tau, you will get some value. It cannot be a 1. So then we can say that it is not a normalized wave function. Suppose if you multiply some constant to that wave function, then you will get that will be equal to 1. So that is the process of normalization of the wave function, the process of normalization. So for example, here I take psi is a wave function which satisfies all the conditions of this Schrodinger's equation. And if you take the integration of the probability distribution over the entire space of wherever the particle is present in that state, that will be equal to n. We don't know n because it is not equal to 1, because it is not a normalized wave function. So it may be some constant n that will be equal to n. So then we can write the integral from minus infinity to infinity psi star psi d tau will be equal to 1. D tau which is equal to n, so which is not equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, then it is a normalized function. So because it is not a normalized function, so that it may be equal to some constant n. Then rearranging the terms, or we can write this 1 divided by n into integral over the limits minus infinity to infinity psi star psi d tau is equal to 1, or we can write the integral between the limits minus infinity to infinity 1 divided by root n. So 1 divided by n can be written as 1 divided by root n into 1 divided by root n. So 1 divided by root n multiplied to the psi star and 1 divided by root n multiplied to the psi, then that will be equal to 1. So then we can say that the normalization factor, what we are multiplying the constant. So here 1 divided by root n is the multiplying factor to the wave function. So that factor is called normalization factor. And the factor with the wave function psi is called normalized wave function. So if psi is not normalized, when you multiply 1 divided by root n, then that function, the wave function, becomes normalized wave function. This is the process of doing the normalization of the wave function. Suppose, let us consider two different wave functions described by the two different states of any quantum state. Let us take psi 1 and psi I and psi j are two different wave functions. Both are not same, different wave functions, and describing the different quantum states in a quantum system. So both are the solutions of the wave function for a system. Whatever the quantum system is there, both are the solutions, because both are in the different state, but both are the solution to the system. Then the wave functions are normalized only when if psi integral of psi I star psi I into d tau is equal to 1. So here whatever the wave functions we are consider, so it has to be multiplied with its own complex conjugate. So then only it will be the normalized wave functions. And integral psi j star psi j d tau is equal to 1. But if the two wave functions are different, if you take the two different wave functions, so if you take the psi j and the complex conjugate of psi I, if you take the psi I and you have to take the complex conjugate of psi j, then this integral is not a valid, it is not normalized, which is not being equal to 1, which is vanishes over the entire space. So therefore that integral will be equal to 0. So integral psi I star psi j d tau is equal to 0, and also integral psi j star psi I d tau is equal to 0. So then the two wave functions are said to be mutually orthogonal. So the condition for the orthogonality is, if you have to take the two different wave functions, so then the wave function and they multiplied with the wave functions of complex conjugate of the other wave function, then that will be equal to 0. Then we can say that two wave functions are mutually orthogonal. So this is about the normalization of the wave function. So what are the conditions for physical acceptability of wave functions? This is we are already discussed. Let us move on. The wave functions must fulfill the following requirements to be acceptable wave functions. One is psi must be a finite everywhere, and psi must be a single value. In the previous video I explained everything about this. And psi must be a continuous, and its partial derivative must also be continuous. Psi and its first partial derivatives must be continuous, and psi must be quadratically integrable. The psi squared should be integral. Quadratically integrable means psi squared should be integrable wave functions. Then it is the acceptable wave functions. Otherwise we cannot accept the wave function. Psi is a function which can be integrable quadratically. Quadratically means the square of integration of the psi squared should be integrable. Then psi is the acceptable wave function. Then fifth point is psi must satisfy the boundary conditions of the quantum mechanical system it represents. It means the wave function which satisfies the wave functions which describes the quantum state, so that state has the boundary conditions, so that boundary conditions has represented by the quantum state which is satisfied by the wave functions, then the function psi can be acceptable. And the last one is psi must be orthogonal set. I said previously what about the orthogonal set, which means that the wave functions must be normalized. If you integrate from minus infinity to infinity, psi I star psi I d tau is which is equal to 1, and the second is the wave function must be orthogonal when we take the different wave functions. Integral over the limits minus infinity to infinity, psi I star psi j d tau is equal to 0. It has to be satisfies these 6 conditions to be acceptable wave functions. Thank you.